la prepa. Muy bienvenidos a
La
todos,
bienvenida.
todos listos para escuchar. Muy bien. We are here also with Club HES, and we're so excited to see so many eager readers. First, let me introduce our friends. We're going to start right here with Yaretsi. Next, Cristal.
And Alondra.
Alondra. Un aplauso muy grande para nuestros lectores. Today, hoy vamos a leer un libro. Niños y niñas, calladitos. Today, we're reading a really important book about Cesar Chavez and his compañera, Dolores Huerta. We're also celebrating Women's History Month. And so we're really proud to have 3 young women with us to read about 2 of our heroes, one of whom is an amazing woman, Dolores Huerta. Are you guys ready to listen? ¿Listos para escuchar? Yes. Okay, everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Listening ears on. Y a leer.
A leer. Side by side, lado a lado. By Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez. In New Mexico, there lived a little girl named Dolores, who talked so fast that her grandfather once said, "Dolores, you must have 7 tongues." Many miles away in Arizona, there lived a little boy named Cesar, who was a very good listener. Cesar listened to his mother cry when his family lost its home and they had to become immigrant farm workers.
Cuando Dolores era niña, se mudó a California con su mamá y sus hermanos. Ahí se hizo miembro de las Girl Scouts y ayudó a recaudar dinero para los soldados que luchaban en la Segunda Guerra Mundial. La familia de César se mudó a California para trabajar en los campos, de cosecha en cosecha. Y aunque él tuvo que dejar la escuela para ponerse a trabajar, César siempre llevaba un libro a su brazo.
So, where did Cesar Chavez work?
I think he worked in the fields, right?
And what did he carry with him?
He carried a book.
A book.
Yeah.
Why did he have to leave school so early?
Because his parents couldn't they had to work to get money, so he had to help his parents out to get the money. So unfortunately, just like him, there's a lot of many other kids who have to stop going to school to go and help their parents to go work.
But I think he really liked to study and to go to school, right? Because he carried a book everywhere.
Yeah, parece que sí.
From her mother, Dolores learned to think of others. When poor farm worker families had no place to sleep, Dolores' mother would let them stay at her hotel for free. Life for Cesar's family was difficult. All day, they bent over in the hot sun picking lettuce, strawberries, and grapes. There was never enough water to drink out in the fields.
Oh, that's really sad. It's really sad to know that there's farm workers in those conditions.
Entonces, toda la familia tenía que trabajar en el campo.
Sí.
Todo el día, en el sol,
Y no tenían agua.
en la lluvia. Ay, caray, hasta los chiquillos tuvieron que trabajar en el campo, ¿no es cierto?
Sí.
Wow.
Cuando Dolores creció, se hizo maestra. Ella vio a los hijos de los campesinos llegar a la escuela descalzos, con frío y con tanta hambre que les costaba trabajo aprender. Cuando César creció, él y sus amigos se lastimaron al trabajar con herramientas peligrosas y tuvieron patrones crueles, que rociaban las plantas con sustancias y venenos que enferman a los campesinos.
So while Cesar was working with his family in the fields, what was Dolores doing?
She was helping families.
She was definitely helping families. Her parents, her mom, always let people who had no place to stay in their hotel. What kind of work did she have?
Dolores, she was a teacher,
She was a teacher.
but she
Yeah.
saw little kids, your age right now come in without shoes and without socks, and they were freezing.
Mm. Can you guys imagine that? You know, little kids that had to work in el campo? That would be really hard, muy difícil.
I had to work in el campo when I was little.
Oh my
I wasn't
gosh.
that little, but I was
Entonces,
still a
Alma
teenager.
trabajaba en las huertas en manzanas
Ujú.
durante su vida. Y era difícil, ¿no es cierto?
Después de la escuela y los fines de semana.
Sí, cierto, muy difícil. El trabajo del campo,
Oh, yeah.
duro,
Mucho,
duro.
muy difícil.
Then something special happened. Dolores and Cesar met. Dolores saw that Cesar had great faith. His dreams would bring hope to thousands of farm workers. Cesar saw that Dolores had great courage. She would stand up and fight for what was right. Side by side, Dolores and Cesar began their journey.
So they met.
Entonces, ¿cómo se conocieron los dos?
Se conocieron porque creo que sus diferencias y las cosas que tienen en común los unió. a los dos.
Qué interesante. Aunque sus vidas eran muy diferentes, parece que tenían las mismas metas, ¿no es cierto?
Sí, yo creo que eso crea un buen equipo.
Eso es.
Buen equipo, sí. A good team.
Ujú.
Dolores y César fueron de pueblo en pueblo, se paraban en las plataformas de los camiones e invitaban a los campesinos a unirse a la causa a favor de la justicia. Juntos exigieron mejores condiciones de trabajo y de vida para los campesinos.
So what are they doing on the back of that truck? Did you guys see?
Yeah, they're protesting.
What were they protesting?
Well, they're protesting for all the problems that we've seen right now. All the workers that are being mistreated and they're under not great circumstances.
And the suffering, the
Mhm.
long hours, and little kids.
Yeah, and they don't get paid much.
And the dangerous chemicals
Yeah.
that they were all breathing and touching.
Mhm.
Wow.
Cesar and Dolores asked people to stop buying grapes from California because the poisons the growers used there were making workers sick. People listened, and the grapes rotted in the vines. The farm workers won. They got a safer place to work, and the grapes became safer for people to eat.
Entonces se unieron con la idea de detener una huelga ¿contra qué?
Contra los que trabajaban en el field y los químicos que ellos.
Y las horas tan duras.
Sí, así que también hora en día, nosotros también a veces nomás vamos a las tiendas y compramos las frutas o vegetales sin saber quién fueron los que trabajaron para ganar nuestra comida. Todos los días hay personas que están abajo del sol o abajo de la lluvia trabajando duro para agarrar dinero para su familia, pero también nosotros a veces no pensamos en las personas que agarran nuestras comidas y que la cultivan, y no nomás las agarramos y nos las comemos.
That's so true. All of us eat, and so infrequently do we think about who actually grows our food.
Like when we're eating lunch and we have an apple.
We don't think about those
We don't think-
workers.
Exactly, or where
And
the
what
apple
they
came
go
from.
César encabezó una marcha en la que hombres, mujeres y niños se desplazaron 340 millas para exigir que el pago de los trabajadores fuera suficiente para poder vivir. Llegaron a Sacramento, California, el 10 de abril, día del cumpleaños de Dolores. Dolores pronunció un discurso increíble y al fin se escuchó la voz del pueblo. Los dueños de los cultivos firmaron un contrato y ofrecieron a los trabajadores un salario más justo por el duro trabajo que realizaban. Por fin los campesinos reciben su parte de la cosecha.
Wow, how far did they walk? Did you guys catch that? It was really far.
340 miles.
How many of you guys think you could walk 340 miles? Anybody here? I don't think so.
And
I don't think so. That is, I heard that Cesar Chavez walked so long and so hard that the soles of his shoes wore out and that his feet were bleeding at the end of the walk. 340 miles.
Though they each had a large family, little food, and no money, when Dolores and Cesar sat down at Cesar's kitchen table, they always looked for ways to make the world a better place. If we don't help the farm workers, Cesar asked Dolores, who will?
Muy buena pregunta. ¿Quién va a ayudar a los que sufren? Who's going to help the people who suffer?
Solo ellos podían hacer una diferencia.
Only people who help can make a difference. And Cesar and Dolores were an incredible team.
Yeah, you don't need that much people to make a difference. All you need is the hope and the faith.
yes, very
So
good
true, so
message.
true.
Cuando los dueños de los cultivos y los políticos se negaron a escuchar, César dejó de comer durante 36 días, para que así otros comprendieran lo importante que era proteger a los campesinos. Cuando sus patrones los intimidaban, los campesinos solo solían decir, no podemos lograrlo, no podemos ganar. Pero con el apoyo de Dolores comenzaron a gritar, sí se puede, sí se puede.
Wow. So how long did Cesar fast? How long did he go without eating?
36 days.
That's more than a month. Oh my gosh.
36.
Just to make a message.
Wow. That is called sacrifice.
Yeah.
He sacrificed his body.
Yes, because if he didn't do something that would change not only himself, but everyone else, no one was going to hear him. So he felt the need to not eat for 36 days so that he would finally be heard. And it worked because after this, like the book said, sí se puede. So if you ever think that you cannot do it, sí se puede. Like the book says, anything is possible. You just have to try hard and always be positive.
And you guys take in mind, Dolores is a woman, and she's the one who changed it. She's the one who said, sí se puede, and she's powerful because of it. And we're all powerful.
So not only Cesar made a difference, but also Dolores. And
Exactly.
we can't forget that.
Thank you.
For 30 years, Dolores and Cesar worked and listened and talked and marched side by side. Dolores and Cesar worked to help families stay together. They fought to pass the Immigration Act of 1986 that helped more than 1 million immigrants become United States citizens. Dolores and Cesar had many victories because they knew that together all things were possible.
Juntos, todo era posible.
So, si todos trabajamos juntos para hacer una diferencia, sí lo vamos a hacer nomás. Todo junto es posible.
Como un equipo.
Sí.
César murió en 1993. Dolores y los campesinos organizaron una marcha en su honor.
That's really sad news that he died.
Es muy triste. La verdad es que murió muy joven. Como tenía, creo que como 72, 73 años. Murió en mi edad y creo que murió porque sacrificó tanto con su cuerpo, su mente y su espíritu.
And I think it's really sad that he died, but he died leaving a message. And I think that's what matters the most, that he impacted the world positively. And I think that's what matters.
Dolores todavía trabajaba y practicaba en marchas a favor de la justicia para los pobres. Y no está sola, el espíritu de César está con ella a su lado.
So Dolores kept on the work even after Cesar had died. And Alma just looked up to find out how old Dolores is. She's still alive. She's still doing the work. How old is she, Alma?
She's 92 years old.
Wait, Dolores is alive.
92.
Amazing.
And I think it's really important that we acknowledge Dolores as much as we acknowledge Cesar Chavez, because I feel like her work and her part goes very unnoticed. And I think that we should recognize her more and take her more in notice, because she also put in the work, not only Cesar.
And she did not get the same amount of credit, in part because she is a woman.
And like, I feel like even today too, like a lot of us, we have loved ones who, loved ones who passed away. And sometimes we tend to like forget about them or not remember that even though they're not here, they're still watching us. Just like Dolores, she kept fighting every day. And she knew that Cesar was still with her in spirit. Yes. And then that's the end of the book.
Wow. I'm wondering, you guys, if before we open it up for commentaries and questions, if we could all remember, si podemos recordar juntos a Dolores y a César by saying, sí se puede. Juntos.
¿Listo? Una vez más. Sí.
Se puede.
Muy bien. ¿Hay preguntas o comentarios? You guys have questions? Ángel.
No.
Ángel, come up here, mijo. Vente por acá. Come up here.
Just a reminder to the
Estamos
folks
igual.
online, if you have a question, then you can put it in the chat or you can raise your
Open your
hand.
windows, niña. There we go. Okay.
But
yes.
stay muted unless you do that.
Oh, thank you, Ángel. Ángel dice que le gustó mucho el cuento y que pues nuestros lectores son bien nice, de acuerdo,
Bien
y
nice.
bien inteligentes también. Gracias, Ángel. Sofía, vente para frente por aquí. Come over here and sit next to the girls. So they can see. Yeah, con la pregunta. You want to sit down? Sit down. Okay, what's your question?
Somebody in my class why is this think like caca?
Yes.
Like
Coyote. I have something to share with you.
¿Qué quieres compartir?
So I want to, quiero compartir una foto. I want to share a picture of me when I was in college and I got to meet Cesar Chavez
Wow.
a little bit before he passed away. So that's me with curly hair and this is Cesar Chavez and these are my friends in college.
Oh my gosh. Muy impresionante.
And this is me at one of the protests. And you can't really tell it's me either, but that's me carrying the huelga flag.
Wow. Bravo. Alma.
Oh.
Preguntas o comentarios? Any more questions? Oh, here comes Una. She has a question. Una, what's your question or comment?
I like the book.
Did you like the book? Why did you like the book, Mika?
This page. This page. It looks like it's fun, like the right.
That does look like a lot of fun. It was important, but I also think that Cesar and Dolores sabían cómo disfrutar de la vida. I think they knew how to enjoy life as well. Oh, Luca, come on up.
That your sister, Daniela?
So we can see you. There we go. Here comes Luca. He has a comment or a question. Yes, Luca.
How old were they when they met?
Oh, what a good question. I'm not sure, but I think they were probably in their 20s or 30s. Relatively young, but not kids.
Not
So we can
kids?
do research later to find out. We'll look it up. Find out. Good question. Thank you.
Who are you, right, buddy? What you doing?
Alex, sweetie, Alex. Ángel, Penelope primero y luego tú. Okay. Penelope, what's your question? Sorry. Penelope's feeling a little bit sad because her mom's dad died, and that is really sad. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Thank you for doing that. That's hard. Ángel, what do you want to share, Miko? What do you want to share? Say about the book. Or say something. Did you like the book? Oh my God. How many people here enjoyed the book?
He's from here. It's
Great.
Don't see any questions or
Okay.
comments.
coming.
Any other questions?
My
or
phone.
comments?
Hey, yo. Hello. Hello. Hi, Ethan. Hi, Luca. Hello, Ethan.
Okay, wait.
Oh, well, I see them. I see.
Okay, Cece, sit down so we can see your face. Okay, what's your question, Mika? What's your question?
The person died.
Yeah, it's true. It's very sad that Cesar Chavez did die young. It's hard to hear about stuff like that. But we read that his spirit lived on. Okay, you guys ready to say goodbye and thank you? There we go.